Hello and welcome back to another episode of Sports for Dummies. My name is Josh, your guide through the world of sports, and I'm joined by the man, the myth, the guru of the NBA, John. Now, in today's episode, we're going to jump straight into the NBA. We had the Suns come back from a big deficit. Did they win? You'll find out. We also had Clippers and the Thunder. Now, are the Clippers a real deal? That is the question we are getting asked, and I think it's one that I'm happy to answer. And then we had the Battle of the Beast. The Joker and Embiid fight it out. Who won that one? We're also going to run through our number 4th on our top 10 current players of all time. And are the Warriors done? We've said it once, probably going to say it again. Anyway, how are you doing, Johnny?
Yeah, good. Really good games today. And before we get into that, we haven't been on for, feels like 6 weeks, but for a few days. We missed one of the best clutch shots this season, which we'd like to share with you. And it really shows Dame time has finally came to Milwaukee. We are back, baby. And Dame is back. And I can't wait to see him continue his great form with the Milwaukee Bucks.
Guys, watch this. Absolute fucking ripper. Like, what? How good was it?
Oh, it was fantastic. It's like he's he's been good offensively, but
3 seconds. Dame pulls.
Damn! I don't think, I just pulled this up and watched it. It was bloody elite. We're back, by the way.
Do you know what's hilarious about all that? Everyone's all happy. What's Brook Lopez doing? One, calling for the ball. So watch this. So Brook Lopez calls for the ball. Everyone goes off.
And he's just like,
But he just walks off.
He's like, nah.
He's just like, fuck you, Dame.
He wasn't happy, I don't think. He didn't get the ball back, and he's like, look, what's that about? That's good. That's good to see.
That's
You would have been
vintage Dame. We all know he did that to OKC in the playoffs many years ago.
You'd have been happy?
Yeah, absolutely. Bucks really look like we're finally hitting our form. Our defense is still big question marks, but after our big win over the Celtics, 3-4 days ago when we last spoke, I am happy. And if we can have Dame hitting clutch shots like that, the sky's the limit.
Well, he's back. That's a huge shot. It's Dame time, and I love it. It's you don't see those shots every day in the NBA, and it's when that happens. I must say the one thing I do love about the NBA is when those shots do happen, and you see a shot like that, and you play 82 games in a season. Every day is a new game, and it's like they just mark it the next day, every day. That shot's come and gone anyway. No one really remembers it, but when it does happen, it's fucking epic. So we're going to jump in to the game. So we had 76ers and the Nuggets. So we had Embiid coming up against the Joker. That went down to the wire, 126-121. Johnny, what was the real recap on that one?
So the Battle of the Beasts, an absolute cracking game. Denver up by 5 points going into the last quarter. And Embiid was just absolutely massive.
Monster.
41 points, 7 rebounds, and 10 assists. Now, he's got a record 6-2 against the Joker. It's absolutely incredible. And his last 3 games, he scored 34, 47, and 47.
So he
gives him the business.
Can I say this? There's something about this, though, that's going to be funny. He's been out I think he was out for 2 weeks. I saw it online. They've got the MVP. You need 65 games minimum. He could be one of the first players to genuinely win it on stats, genuinely take it out, and not win because he's not eligible. It's seriously going to be a thing. Like, I know it was floated out. I've been seeing it on the internet a bit, and it's funny because he's killing it. He's doing well statistically. What did you say his stats were for the year or something? You said it was some ridiculous.
Well, he's averaging 30. He's averaging just a tad under 36, which is, we haven't seen. I mean, James Harden was the last one to get close to that, but, that's Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant.
That's
and
massive.
then, Wilt Chamberlain. But I just like in his record against Joker, he really does outscore him every time. Now, Joker had 25 points and 19 rebounds. Only
Yeah,
3
not like
assists.
not like he played a horrible game either. Like it was actually a
But
pretty,
he really does
pretty
struggle. He really does struggle against Embiid, and Embiid worries him, and he's a big boy. This is a big win because even though the Nuggets are going to be fine come the playoffs, they just don't feel dominant. Last
No, I
year
get
they were clearly on top. They were clearly the best side in the West. I mean, this speaks to more the West as in terms of how deep it is with the Timberwolves. You've got the Thunder, Mavs. Like, it is a deeper one, but I feel like they're gettable. Like, especially for sides, it's not so much the Nuggets making it through. Then who do they got to play? They've got to play the Celtics. They've got to play either Embiid. They've got to play Giannis, who are they're in great form.
Yeah.
The East is getting stronger every day, and it's. If they don't play each other, it's not a problem. But Embiid loves to give it to the Joker.
yeah. Well, what did you say? I think there was some ridiculous stat against him in the last like 3 games or the last
so
3
his
outings
last
against
3
each
games,
other.
34 points, 47 and 41, and he's averaging 55% shooting. He's just given him the business. His rebounds do drop off against the Joker. But his assists, I mean, as a big man, as big men, these guys are absolutely phenomenal. I mean, he had 10 assists as well, Embiid. Like, this is the thing. He had 10 assists for a big guy. Tyrese Maxey with 25. Tobias Harris is having another good year with 24.
That's pretty good.
I mean, and the Nuggets, their starting 5 was good. Like Gordon 16, Porter Jr. 20, Murray had 17 and 10. Caldwell put 13, Reggie Jackson 10 off the bench. It was a really good game. It wasn't one-sided, and the Nuggets were in front. They were in front, so it's a great comeback from the 76ers and Embiid, and I'm loving what they're doing. In regards to the MVP, I think the voting should be changed. I think they should vote on a game-to-game basis. It would be so entertaining that way.
How would that work though? If like exactly that.
Okay,
so you think about it, right? So the AFL, we just went through a situation where arguably the best player who should have won the Brownlow got injured and had 4 games out.
Sure.
Now he would have won if he had have probably played one or two of them. Now obviously he comes. I think he came 3rd or 4th. Now. In it, that the AFL have 23 rounds, 23 games. NBA have 82. How are you gonna?
So
I don't understand.
So
Yeah, explain. I'm not genuinely curious.
What the AFL do wrong? So what they do right is they vote on every game. So everyone has a chance to vote.
Yep.
They, however, get the umpires to vote who.
Bias.
They can. Well,
and they
not
can't
so-
see too much.
They can't see too much, so they're going to look at the stats anyway.
Yeah.
What they should do is what the NBA do: get the media guys. They can vote on a game-to-game basis. You've picked a couple of people to do each game, so you know what's being voted. That's what the NBA do well. What the NBA need to do is keep their voters, but then do it on a game-to-game basis. For someone to play 60 games out of 82 and win, that's just not fair to people who, where's the incentive to save fit? I didn't like that they've extended it to 65 because that's pretty much saying, well, everyone, you can take, a fifth of the year off.
Yeah.
I think that's not good for fans, players, mentally. They should reward every game.
I get what you mean. It's if you play. Oh, okay. I was on the same page. That's exactly where my head's gone with that. I thought like the more games they play, the better it is. I thought you meant almost like
No.
they should do a game to game.
so
If you took the game off, it didn't really matter. And I was
So
like,
the average used to be 57,
yeah, right.
which is what Embiid plays.
Well, that's good. I guess they're increasing it.
But yeah, slightly. I get that. But how can you win an award when you don't play a third of the year?
No, I think
You
it's
wouldn't in
ridiculous.
any other sport because it doesn't matter if you're the best player of the COP. If you didn't play a third of the year, you were not the best player.
Well, that's exactly what happened in the
You
AFL.
have to be on the court.
Yep. I'm on the exact same page. You're not.
Does Embiid care about an MVP? Well, he campaigned like a presidential candidate for 3 years to get his MVP last year, and he was proven in the playoffs. Maybe Joker should have won it at the third time. Embiid feels different this year. Feel like he's got his MVP.
He's taking
now it's,
another level.
now it's time to win, but we got to see it in the playoffs.
Yeah, and genuinely play you as much as you can of your season without getting, if he's getting injured, that's just unfortunate. You can't help that.
And
but
he has had injuries, but his body seems to fail a lot, come that right time.
very true. All right, we'll jump into the next game. We had the Suns and the Kings. Suns 1-1-9 to the Kings 1-1-7. So it was a pretty good game. There was a massive surge. There was a comeback, wasn't there, Johnny? Talk to me about that. What happened?
Massive comeback. So I really rate the Sacramento Kings. They were absolutely fantastic. De'Aaron Fox had 33 points. Malik Monk off the bench only had 13, but he was really cooking it at the start of that last quarter. Sabonis was giving them the business. They're up by 22 points.
Wow.
With 10 minutes to go in the last. And Kevin Durant with 12 points in the last quarter, just with big shots. Eric Gordon, Grayson Allen were massive with their threes. They were just huge. KD 50% from three and 100% from the free throw line, but hit massive daggers, hit a massive dunk. What was unfortunate for the Sacramento Kings was the end shot.
Yeah.
So KD got fouled with a second to go. So he went to the free throw line. So De'Aaron Fox, where there's a big size difference.
Yeah.
But I mean, you can see on the highlights here, you're 8 minutes down, they're 19 points, and they didn't look like slowing down.
No, yeah. I mean, KD's hit clutch.
Yes, KD was huge, but
Oh, there's a huge. You got the
couple of turnovers. This was not this one.
Oh, that's filthy. Stop it.
The shooting ability, 50% from three, was absolutely fantastic.
Boom. So evened it up. That's a pretty big comeback.
So here we go.
Kevin Durant makes
Foul.
both free throws.
There you go. Game, set, match.
Goes to the line. It's a big win.
Huge win.
The Suns are starting to. I'm really liking, what the Suns are doing at the moment. Bradley Beal at moments, he's just super fast.
Yeah.
Suns have won their last 3.
Yeah, they're doing very, very well.
7 of the last 10. That was a good win against good opposition because the Kings have been good. Kings have, though, however, in saying that, have lost their last 3. I want them to make the playoffs because I actually think they're very exciting. De'Aaron Fox is a gun. Monk off the bench is good, and Sabonis can give it to the best. But Sabonis is that center who's just that one level behind Embiid, Joker. What are we shaking at?
I don't want the Kings there.
Okay. They're exciting to watch.
Then, yeah, I don't. As I said, the Clippers are actually in contention this year. 18-4.
We'll get to that. We'll get to that.
Since December 1st, the best in the NBA.
We will get to that.
We're going to get to that. We're going to touch on that. And we're actually going on that right now. So we're going to jump straight into it. So we had the Clippers and the Thunder, 2 big Western Conference teams. I like saying that about the Clippers. Apparently they're big because they're 4th. Clippers 1-2-8 to the Thunder 1-1-7. Now, can I just state the obvious? I didn't get to watch this game, but there was a lot riding on it. One, Harley, who's been a part of Sports for Dummies, he loves Thunder. There's no tomorrow, and it was a lot riding on the sense that, this is actually, why is it not the right one? I'm playing the wrong one. Anyway, we don't have the highlights for that. I'm going to get out of that one. Don't we love that? I was pumped to see the Clippers win. I didn't watch it. Didn't even look at I was too nervous to look at the score, to be honest. I wasn't going to say that, but I did say a few videos ago, I definitely did say that we had the edge on the Thunder right now. And
you did.
Truthfully, it came out when we lost against the Lakers. Lakers also bet Thunder yesterday.
Oh, and you lost to the...
And we lost to the Lakers.
Good comeback.
So we haven't, to be honest, since the Lakers lost, and the Timberwolves had a full squad as well. They had Ruby Gobert back when they came up against us. They didn't, it's not like they pummeled us. Clippers definitely, like I said, they're not in the top 4 in that. I think that you got the Nuggets, Celtics, you've got the Sabertooth Tigers, and then you've got the Bucks. So I think that those are the 4 that I really think are just going to take it. Outside of that, I just don't see that. I think the Clippers are probably seventh in the league at the moment. But to come up against the Thunder, who are equal, pretty much second, or I think they're almost first, and take them on and actually pummel them with a full squad team too. Like it wasn't like it was. Yeah, very, very surprising. So it was good to see us play against a good team and come in clutch. Paul George made a statement. His old previous team came out. I think he hit, what did he hit? 38 points, something like that.
38 points was huge.
Yeah, it was huge. So it's good. And I have a bit of a bone to pick because at the start of the year, and Johnny, you can say Harden and playoffs and all this bullshit and forecast the future, but as I said to you, I'm pumped to see that the Clippers have got some synergy. They've got a good culture together. They understand their roles. Westbrook's definitely done the team a favor, given that he's the second highest paid player or net worth in the NBA. So he's like, you know what, I want to sit back and win a championship. They've come back and really connected and playing good basketball. They're number one since December 1st in their ranking, 18-4. 18 wins, 4 losses. When are you going to give them some credit? When are they going to get their credit?
I'm going to give them some credit today. I think it's a big win, and I think what we saw today from the Thunder, I think there's a bit of fatigue with their young players. Chet Holmgren, 8 points. Giddey, 9. I mean, Shai's been in a little bit, 19 points. They just had no answers for the Clippers, who... And I will address the Harden and my thoughts about the Clippers, but right now, just let me speak. I'll have to listen to you uninterrupted. I'll give you the answer. This is an overpowered side. Like you should win a fucking championship. You have 4 Hall of Famers, 2 MVP winners,
Typical,
3 scoring champions.
Typical.
Josh, name a side that is. Watching
typical.
these guys, Paul George was absolutely amazing. Kawhi Leonard only had 16 points, but was huge when he needed to. Harden played his role, and he's been a brilliant point guard because, as you said, he has got the synergy. But fuck, and then you get to see Russell when he does come on, defensive efforts, had a couple of good dunks. They are very exciting to watch.
So
my problem, which I will not change on. And it's but
it's your
they
call.
They have Kawhi Leonard, who is big in finals moments and playoff moments. My problem still, and only because every year of his life, Harden has been 10 times player than he scored 16 points. He scored 16
so
points.
Harden's definitely taking a back seat.
Well,
he's not
point.
playing.
Well, he's a point guard.
Yeah.
What was good about
passing.
watching this Clippers side today was when anyone needed to step up. Tonight was Paul George's night.
Yeah.
It's been Kawhi. It's been Kawhi
the whole time.
Kawhi the whole time. Harden's been an awesome distributor. Russell Westbrook comes out. There is synergy there. I can see it.
So
I'm starting to get excited about the Clippers. However, Harden has just burnt so many times. I
agree.
just can't honestly say. I have to. I will be if the Clippers win. I will never even say they'll win a game because I have to be proven wrong on them.
yeah.
But from a viewership standpoint, they overpowered the Thunder. I think the rookies, the younger players on the Thunder side, it's a long season, bit of fatigue, but they were just no chance. They would look, and that game went to the wire. Like it was actually really close until they pulled away, but just too much composure from that All-Star scene. I mean, they've got four first ballot Hall of Famers on that team.
And what I'm saying is we are an overpowered team. If you were to come up if you play 2K, you grab them.
Yeah.
You've got some serious shooting power. You've got some great ball passing skills. You've got an absolute elite team, especially if you take the fatigue off and just set up, your top 5 with everyone you want. It's exciting to see. I'm just proud of my call because I did say it would take time for them to gel together, come together, play some good basketball. I have never once said that they're going to get to the championship finals. I said they would get to the conference finals if they won the next 5, which they proceeded not to. I do not think we will get there. I think we'll get to the one before. I reckon we'll come up short, but I don't think we're going to go that next level. I would love to see them get there.
The Clippers have never made a making a conference final
It's
would
the
actually
biggest.
be a big thing for them.
Mate, it'd be absolutely unreal. And I hope maybe, and you got to look at it like this. Russ, very much in his last legs. George is getting older. He's looking younger. He's playing some young basketball. I must say that. Kawhi isn't too, these guys, Harden, these guys are getting older in age. I'm sure they're at the point where they want to start. Obviously, you've got Kawhi who's won some championships.
Paul George.
They would want, and Paul George? I don't think has Paul George won?
Paul George is, so Paul George is 34.
That's what I'm saying. They're all older players. Then they're at the point.
They're all pretty good though.
Yeah, I'm not saying, but LeBron is 39. There's not many LeBrons out there who can perform at that level and keep his body in check like that, and unless you got that much. These guys have an enormous pocket and purse in terms of how much they can help their recovery, but. They're getting older in age, and it's only a matter of time. They've probably got this year and next year to really solidify. If the Clippers are going to get a championship, it'd be amazing to see because I follow them. I'd fucking love it. But I think this year is going to be a hard one for them to capture it, just given that they've made such drastic changes in their playing list. So it's good to see though. I'm excited. I think anyone out there who's watching the NBA would be pretty excited to see a team like that. There's actually been a few underdog changes and all that sort of stuff in the NBA, which has been great. So we're going to go into our next topic of conversation. These players on the screen right now, you've just got a celebration of the Warriors in their dynasty. But I think it's completely done. They're done.
They're finished and
Done.
Now this is natural. So I was listening to Stephen A. Smith and Shannon Sharp and Kendrick Perkins, and they're almost talking about them like it was discussed. These guys have been playing together since 2009,
How old are they?
2010. They've won 4 championships together. It is natural. Now, do you trade?
But-
Can
Look at the Spurs.
Can they be traded? You trade everyone off but Steph, and Steph has to make a decision. Does he want to be around with the new cop? Does he want to go for the twilight of his years, spend it someone else because he's earned that right?
He has earned the right. I hope he does.
Steph's averaging better numbers than he is for his career this year, which is interesting.
Astounding.
But he's not as efficient. He's had multiple games where he's been under 20. Clay's very hit and miss. He's had a couple of big games.
Yep.
Efficiency's down. Draymond Green obviously has, with his off-field antics has been, he's put taken himself out of the game. Andrew Higgins hasn't become. He's always teased, and he was huge when they won their last championship in the playoffs. He was the second best player. A few actually had him as finals MVP. He wasn't, but he was very good. Looney's he's honest, but he's not a world beater. And Kuminga, he's always threatened, but it just hasn't happened. But it was the disrespect I got from it was like the disgust. It was like these guys are champions. Everything comes to an end.
Yeah, I think they've. When I'm saying the Warriors are done, it's not in the sense that, oh my God, I'm so disgusted. These guys are been at the top of the top for so long. It's only organic that these guys are going to fade out of the sport, and they're going to have to rebuild a team around someone or rebuild entirely.
Yeah.
It's good to see, Draymond coming back. Like, I think all that sort of stuff's happening, and they're starting. I saw that Clay had some good games. They're starting to click together and make some wins happen, but I can't see them.
They
lost against. Who'd they lose
done.
against?
They lost to the Grizzlies without Morant, Desmond Bain, and Steve Adams hasn't played all year. They literally lost to one of the worst sides. They are finished. There's no synergy there. They are done.
No.
I'm not
100%.
gonna go too far. They are done, and it needs to be disbanded. It was more the disrespect from the Stephen A. and Shannon Sharp. Like, they were disgusted in them. It's like they won fucking 4 championships.
You heard the man.
3 against LeBron James.
Yeah, probably the only team to do it, really.
Well, I smashed him.
Yeah.
But yeah, they are finished.
Yeah. Now, there was no other topics that I've missed aside from... No, I know the one. We've got our...
No.
top 10.
I've got one that I want to
Ooh,
say.
you got one more thing.
Something happened.
Hit me with it.
So they did the Ring of Honor for the Chicago Bulls, just to honor the players. Now, Jerry Krause was announced. He's passed away. So Jerry Krause, for everyone knows, was the general manager of the Bulls. Massive. The only player he didn't recruit was Michael Jordan, but he was responsible for finding Scott Pippen. He was responsible for getting Dennis Rodman. He was responsible for getting Phil Jackson. Do you know what they did? And his widow was at the game when they showed his photo because to announce him, they booed him. While his widow was there, then the camera went to her and she started crying. I got something to say to Chicago Bulls fan because this is all from The Last Dance. Did Jerry Krause do the right thing at the end by how he handled the situation with the end of the Chicago Bulls? No. His ego got too big. He thought he could keep winning without Michael Jordan. Clearly not the case. But that guy helped formulate 6 championships and a GOAT coach. Regardless, did he do everything right? No. Did he do a lot right? Yes. To boo this man years
Especially,
later while his widow's there in what's supposed to be a great ceremony is disgusting and should be ashamed. Now, this is, without putting words, why people did it. The Last Dance, it's about Michael Jordan.
Documentary?
Yeah. So a lot of people, I mean, if someone's watching this, they know what The Last Dance is.
You never know. They might watch Barbie.
Okay. It's disgraceful. And Michael Jordan has such... It's like LeBron has so much weird fans. Michael Jordan has some of the weirdest fans ever. Did Michael Jordan agree with him? Did Jerry Krause prematurely and ruin that side? Yes. But geez, he delivered 6 championships. And he made moves every single year. And to boo him after his death at a celebration where his widow was there is disgusting.
There you have it. Went pretty dark and miserable, but I guess that's what the Bulls did. And yeah, no, that's horrible. Especially when
horrible.
a majority of the
They've
NBA
got-
squads haven't actually won.
Mate, there's the footage. There's the footage of she's like 70.
That's fucked.
It's fucking disgusting. Steve Kerr, because it was a Bulls versus Warriors, because Steve Kerr obviously played for the Bulls in that second three-peat, and he's like, that's fucked. He's like, you guys are disgusting.
Yeah. Wow, that's horrible. Yeah.
Yeah, I saw it. I was just like, that's gross.
It's amazing what sport does. It's like a cult.
Yeah.
Like fans become a cult and they
Absolutely.
just hate. And it's pushed by like The Last Dance is also a documentary pushed by a producer. One person, like a few people have produced this and made it into the narrative that they wanted to shape it to. It's like a show.
Which is Michael Jordan.
Yeah, and it's like that's what I'm saying. And just because he didn't recruit him doesn't mean he was a fantastic. What is it? They call him a chair? No, what do they call him? President, chairman.
GM, general
GM.
manager. But in The Last
that
Dance,
one.
it found out like the actual CEO, Jerry Reinsdorf, was behind a lot of the. He could have stepped in at any time. He didn't put a rein on Jerry Krause when he could have.
Yeah.
Jerry Krause made the wrong decision by saying to Phil in his last year, you can win all games, you're still gone. I'm going to gut this team. I can make a better side sort of thing. And it's like, well, hang on, know your place. You had Michael Jordan. But
Yeah, it's a
he
boo.
discovered Scottie Pippen in fucking Texas, Arkansas. He traded out Charles Oakley for Bill Braithwaite. He got recruited Dennis Rodman when he was finished.
Yeah, no,
Mate, Phil Jackson doesn't get recruited if it's not for Jerry Krause.
yeah.
Like,
And
Just
who
put
knows
some- just put
how's
some-
Michael without Phil Jackson?
well, that's a different topic that we could break down.
That's what I mean. It's a flow-on effect, so you can't blame one person.
Phil Jackson and the Michael Jordan's like the chicken and the egg.
That's what I'm saying.
Would Phil Jackson have won without Michael Jordan, and would Michael
Yeah.
Jordan won without Phil Jackson? They say, well, Phil Jackson won with the Lakers. I'm
Yin
like,
to yang.
yeah, well, he had Shaq and Kobe.
Yeah.
Like,
No, exactly.
Phil
right.
Jackson. Phil Jackson's had 3 top 10 players.
It's pretty elite.
on his sides. And he deserved, mate. He's a phenomenal coach, and he was able to move these things. Anyway, we're digressing. I just thought it was actually quite disturbing, and nothing actually gets me like that. But when you see an old lady like they're thinking she's going to be celebrated, finally celebrate her husband's work.
To be booed.
Yeah.
All right. Now, guys, for everyone who's out there, if you're still watching, please comment how you're doing, John, in the comment section, because we're about to get into our number 4th on the list of our top 10 current players in the NBA of all time. That is a tongue twister for myself. I'm going to let John go first. We're going to put it up on the screen in the next episode as to where our top 10 currently sits leading into the top 3. So, John, lead the way, be my guest. Who is your number 4th on your top 10 list?
All right. My guy is not an American. He's an absolute beast. He was a skinny little runt when he started. And now he's actually my favorite player. And I actually, arguably, he's top 2 player in the league. And I got a fair argument for him being number 1. He's an NBA champion. He's an NBA Finals MVP. 2-time, he won back-to-back MVPs. 7-time All-Star. He's an NBA All-Star Game MVP. 5-time All-NBA First Team. 2nd-time All-NBA Second Team. He's a Defensive Player of the Year. He's 4-time NBA All-Defensive First Team. He's NBA All-Defensive Team Second Team. He won an. This is how big his rise has been. In 2017, he won Most Improved Player. That's for players that's not for guns. That's for ones that shock you. He's already on the top 75 team of all time. He's the number 1 scorer of all time at the Milwaukee Bucks. He is one of the best drivers to the basketball. He's one of the best two-way players, if not the best two-way player in the game right now. He's got an absolute great mentality. He scored 50 points in a closeout finals game to deliver Milwaukee their first finals win in 50 years. He's a horrible free throw shooter, and yet in that game went 17 from 19. It is the man Giannis Antetokounmpo. I don't think I said that right.
I just call him the Greek Freak.
The Greek Freak.
That is a very, very good way to describe someone who was like the most hype up. And I'm just going to say my number 4th is the Greek Freak as well.
I think that's 3 in a row.
Yeah. So and you know what's funny, for any viewer that hasn't tuned into our previous ones, we have not shown each other the list.
Do you know what's fucked? It was the ones at the top. I'm like, yeah, they'll be the same. Not the ones in the middle.
Yeah, I know. And the ones in the middle, and now I know that the ones at the top.
Well,
are
we
gonna
know
be
what
the
that we know.
exact same.
We know what they
So
are.
it's almost like we've got to put the list together and like to have turns in talking about their accolades and their careers. Yeah, but
I'll give that to you.
Number 4th, yeah, Greek Freak. I mean, my perspective and why he's number 4th on my list is just a gun. The top 3 above him, I just think have more time than him, and that's all it comes down to. This guy is a genuine weapon on the court. He was a skinny freak. He's now the Greek Freak, and he's an Adonis. So it's no real surprise to me that he sits so high on that list. We all know who's going to be number 1. We don't even need to say it, but I'm not gonna bore the viewers by saying it now and them not tune in anyway. So, guys, that wraps up.
It's Michael Jordan.
It's not actually, but I'm just gonna, because they're like, that's already a tongue twister. Huh? They're like, oh, NBA players of all time. How's Giannis 4th? Who are these people?
Current players.
Current players, yes.
Of all time.
That pretty much wraps it up, doesn't it? I think we're pretty much all done in the sense that, yeah, I think.
Welcome back. We've had 4 or 5 days off. Feels like it's been 6 years. We haven't gone anywhere, and can't wait to continue showing you guys good content. Like,
subscribe, and ring the fucking bell, as John normally says.
yeah.
So thank you so much for watching, guys. We'll see you in the next one.
It wasn't my part.
In the next episode, we do have something exciting. We're going to be going through our all-star lineup and where.
Top All-Star or top 5? Or starting 5?
Fuck, if anyone's watching this far, it's all right. Our viewers only watch like 5 minutes. It's great.
No, the Wilt one, they actually watched a bit.
They did. I think, yeah, they did. We'll go through actually what we're going to do. And I know who's going to be watching this. We're going to go through and he should do it too. We're going to go through our top 5 current starting NBA lineup. So where you currently place all those players in positions, just because it is coming up to the halfway point. We are seeing what everyone's made of.
Who's watching?
My boy Harley.
Oh, okay.
Your boy
I
Harley.
thought it was.
It's definitely Harley.
Yeah.
I don't know. You know what? Who else? If anyone else is watching, please drop a comment. We don't know who
Put your starting 5 in.
Put your starting 5. We want to
And
know.
I'll
what
tell
yours
you
is.
why you're wrong.
Sounds good. All right. Thanks for watching, guys.
guys.
We'll see you in the next one.